Oh, my gosh. How was your week? Are you beginning to feel the thaw? It's getting close to time to put those Uggs away and pull out the flip-flops. You guys remember flip-flops, right? I can hardly wait. Spring has finally sprung, and our clients slowly are emerging from the recesses of these snow piles, and it's time to fill those open days and plant seeds for success for spring and for summer. The conversations that you have today and in the coming weeks are going to matter. They're going to play into the summer and even into the fall in some cases. So the person that you talk to at the gym, at the grocery store, at the hairdresser, maybe the next Chrissy Shedd or maybe the next Jim Kalos. And speaking of fabulous people, I'm dying to get my shout-outs out tonight because I have many warriors I want to recognize out there tonight. So excuse me, Nicole Gavin, did you really lift that biker straight up off the ground and make him wear a ball gag? Because those gym cuffs are totally my jam, and so are you. That was like the best thing I've ever seen. Wendy Sheehan, nice job making your hostess happy. What did she say? The most fun Athena party she has ever had. Great job representing your business and the company as a whole. Way to go, kid. You're making us all look good. I love it. And Lisa Rivera did $900 in sales on Friday night. Not too shabby, Lisa, with Kim Gannett right on her sixth with $800. And Carolyn Jean Cunningham, what can I say? Talk about warrior mentality. Had to deal with a minor in the house. That is the worst, despite her hostess coaching. And she ended up switching from a toy party to a Heavenly Goddess party and still rocked out a $1,000 party. Woo! Awesome job, girl. You're a warrior. And now, you lucky, lucky warriors, it's time to hear that sexy, melodious voice stylings of the beautiful, the amazing, the BBW Vixen on crowd control and your hearts, Amy Lebrecht. Amy, give us the 411 on tonight's speaker.
Oh, hello, everyone. And, Carrie, thank you for an awesome introduction.
Oh, well,
so
you complete me.
Yeah, the best. So we have Chrissy Shedd with us tonight. Chrissy first joined Athena's back in 2006. After a year and a half, she took a break from her business, and she got married, and she had her first baby. And in 2009, this beautiful goddess was back, and after the birth of her second child, she buckled in full-time. Chrissy quickly became a regular on the top sales list beginning in December of 2010 and stayed consistent and committed to making her business work for her and her family while staying home to raise her children. Now, Chrissy quit her two full-time jobs and has focused solely on making her Athena's business her full-time career. Now, there's no questioning this goddess's commitment. In 2011, she was fourth in the company for sales and our top recruiter. 2012, she was back at it. She was second in the company for the year and top recruiter. And 2012, she was also the year Chrissy she was named Goddess of the Year. Goy, woohoo! And in 2013 and 2014, she was top recruiter and second in the company for sales. She was also the winner of the trip to LA, the trip to Vegas, and the trip to New York City with Mother Goddess as well. And she's the leader of Team Exotica. And she was named one of the most admired leaders for the past 4 years. Chrissy makes herself available for any goddess or Adoni in the company. She answers questions, to help with areas in which they may want some guidance. And Chrissy loves Athena's, and she is an advocate for the Athena's Cup. She holds the passion that helps her to remain strong in sales and recruiting. And she is one half of our beloved war moderators, so put it together, and please welcome the amazing Chrissy Shedd.
I just love you, girl. Hi. Thank you so much. I'm very excited for being here tonight with you.
You should be, because we're hardcore Shedd heads here over on the WOW page. So we're here to satisfy all the people who have, Shedd dreams. So we're here to talk about scripts, which is, kind of a new topic for us tonight, Chrissy. So can you talk a little bit about, what you define as a script?
Yeah, absolutely. So a script to me really is any form of communication, right, that you write out, and it helps communicate a point that you want to get across. For someone that is not as organized in all areas of my life, yes, believe it or not, my business, it has to be. I have no choice. So I found scripts very useful when I started my business, especially, so in the beginning. I still use them periodically here and there when there's new information I want to communicate to the person that I'm going to be calling. Now I do not have to use them as often since a lot of the information's second nature in my head.
Right. I think right off the bat that's a really good point, Chrissy, because the scripts are meant to help you communicate something specific and to kind of keep you on point, keep you on task, especially you're first starting out, and you may be more likely to kind of get tongue-tied, or you have some anxiety about approaching people or calling people or potential hostesses and recruits on the phone. So when are you using scripts?
Well, it depends when in my journey you're asking. So if it was when I first began my business, let's say, and I made the transition from part to full-time, I use them all the freaking time. Scripts, really, they help you remember all you want to say to the person that you want to reach out to. You know, you can call people to book parties, you know, recruit them, have them join your team, of course, or even hostess coach. And you forget those main points. Do you remember that phone call? You hang up and you think to yourself, shoot, damn it, I forgot to tell them whatever it may be. So use a script and you're bound to remember everything. So I use scripts for booking calls, my follow-ups, recruiting, and hostess coaching, as well as guest coaching. Some of you may have heard me chat about this in the past. If you have not heard about it, you can go back and listen to Recruiting on Purpose from February of 2012.
Now, Chrissy, don't you think blitz calls are the perfect opportunity for using scripts? I mean, we are just sitting there just dialing and dialing and dialing.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. I actually still have one that I use. It's more just notes at this point than a full script, but it helps me to stay on key, keep it short, but be as thorough as I need when chatting with my leads for booking and recruiting. I keep track of all my leads that I have on my quick sale since I'm indie, and all of you indie goddess may know what that is. And next to their name, I write in parentheses if they're interested in booking or joining. So when I have a blitz night, I have an opening for a show, or I want to share the National Recruiting Day, whatever it might be, I just pull up the entire client list, and then I type in that word, booking or recruiting, and then all of my leads pop up right in front of me. It's fabulous. If you are Freedom, I was this for 6 years in the beginning. I just kept a spreadsheet, which I still have with those leads. And next to their name, I always update when I call them. So if we connect, I write what was said, the outcome of the call, and if we didn't connect as well. So I now mainly use scripts for information that changes, which it does a lot in our company.
All right, I'm a roast. Baste me. You know, are you using scripts for current specials, you know, that kind of thing?
Mainly National Recruiting Day. I find this important. You know, also booking days like April 1st. It's coming up, people. Book this day. You know, get on it. Book the 1st. Who doesn't want a free celebrator? Come on. I share the incentive with them and anything else that I want to add in. So also my follow-up calls with clients. I have a generic script that I personalize to each person as I call them, but most of my calls are now, like I said, in my head, so I practice them often.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I think one of the concerns when we talk about using a script is, well, am I going to sound like I'm just reading from a paper, or that I have actually something real and valuable to offer? You know, how do you avoid these scripts sounding rehearsed? You know, we do want to sound genuine.
Right, absolutely. You have to make sure that you are familiar with your information. Really, that's the biggest thing. You can tell when someone just wrote out something, right? When they're reading it back to you, you know what I'm saying. Amy, Carrie, like the curvy lady. You ever get that call? Jesus. She's reading from the paper, right? You can totally tell. It's a huge pet peeve of mine. I just want to hang up on these people. It shows a lack of passion and that they really don't care about what they're saying to you and what they're doing. So make sure that you smile when you're talking. It really makes a vast difference, trust me. I just make sure that I'm familiar with what I want to say, and instead of writing the entire script out and reading it word for word, I will write main points. For example, for booking, I'll write notes such as share deal or share incentive offered, ask what works for them and what they want, and then I explain to them what I just mentioned, and I have a conversation rather than just continuously talking until they cannot stand it anymore. You have a connection with your clients already when you met them, so keep that connection when you reconnect with them. I also always start a call saying, hello, and then using their first name and asking them how they are, as well as asking about something we may have discussed when I last saw them. So I have notes on all of my clients on the order forms, so when we reconnect, I show that I genuinely care for them and not just calling to get something for me.
Right.
Yep, I think that's a super good point. And you are really excellent at building relationships with your clients, Chrissy. Like, just because we're calling them and we have a thought-out offer, it doesn't mean that we're not recognizing that they're individuals and that they deserve some personal attention and kind of that personal touch.
Right.
But the scripts allow us to have a really well-thought-out approach and help us sound more professional and organized, you know, not sounding like a record playing on the wrong speed. Okay, and oh my gosh, those born after 1992 really might not know, like, what the heck I'm talking about. You know, like when it's like when you played an album on the 45-inch speed, like you're like, it's like we think we sound like, you know, JoJo the Idiot Circus by, I'm so happy, I'm talking about things. You know, when someone please post a video on our Facebook page to further explain, you know, it's right next to the YouTube videos of, you know, Dance Fever and Soul Train. Love to watch those outfits. I still have my fluorescent leg warmers. I think they're going to come back in style.
You're wearing them right now, aren't you?
I am. I'm like, she's a maniac. So yeah. In your experience, Chrissy, what are some of the key words that tend to get people's attention? It really grabs at them. It's just like, excuse me, in our party demos, you can't say that every toy is, it's just so awesome. It's just so awesome. You have to change it up.
True. Free. People love free. You're right? Tell them what's in it for them before you share anything else. You're going to catch their attention. Remember to offer what you would want someone to offer you and use the correct, catchy terminology. Also, saying something is a limited time. That's kind of a strong phrase, right? Like this month, the Vanilla Swirl. It's an amazing toy that you can offer to your clients for a limited time. If they buy $100 or host a party of $500 or more, and they are getting it for next to free, right? $24.99. You are linking these two strong phrases together, which makes it even more catchy. Also, on a more personal note, start the conversation with, hey, Jess, I've been thinking of you, instead of, hey, Jess, I'm calling to see if. You can also lead with, I have something to offer you today. Yes, of course, you know, we're all salespeople, but I have to admit I hate salespeople. They refuse to make calls, and they're pitchy sales, and you just don't want to hear that. So definitely make it personal and catchy.
You know, we have to be honest, you know, not everyone is on the script bandwagon. So how do you respond to those who say, you know, I just don't need to use a flippant script for anything. I just wing it. I just wing it all.
Well, the first thing I would say is, yeah, how's your business treating you? Right? No, seriously. Does it work for you? Does it work for you? What is the goal that they want to hit, and are they reaching that goal? That's the first thing I would ask. That makes a lot of people think. This is when I most likely hear that they're not doing what I just said, or an excuse as to why they're not hitting that goal. Excuse, right? I'm not going to lie. There's a small portion of people who will see results that they want when not utilizing a script. This is a talent. Or some that procrastinate on what they should be doing to see success. But overall, I guarantee if you were one that took a moment to wing it, you would notice you missed vital information, like I said earlier, or just did not have the outcome that you wanted. I challenge these people, because you know who you are, take a step further and try just a simple script. They will see an extreme difference. Not only winging it, but I recommend that you take part in it as a good seller for me on the line if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. But let's pause right there for 1 second while we give the first code word, okay, guys? The first code word is well. The first code word is well. W-E-L-L. The first code word is well. Okay, well, really we are here talking about scripts. Can you kind of share some standard scripts for booking just to kind of give people an idea of what they actually sound like, Chrissy?
Yeah, sure. Remember, too, I call people. I pick up the phone. I dial the number, and I try to get a real person, not always emailing them. So that would be a bit different if that's what you're doing as well. So I do email leads, of course. But, okay, so here we go. So, hi, Amy. This is Chrissy from Athena's Home Novelties. I met you at Rachel's party last month. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I've actually been thinking about you a lot. I had a blast with you and the ladies that night. One of the greatest parties, definitely hands down, that I've been to, and I had a pleasure of being the goddess for you all. I know that you said that you were interested in having your own show, and I thought of you, like I said earlier today. I would love to party with you again and spoil you with all the free goodies that you want. That would be good for you. You mentioned you would like me to call you this month, so here I am. Have you thought of a day of the week that might work best for you?
Oh, wow. I'm surprised you remembered to call me. How about a Friday?
Absolutely. Awesome. So let's see. So for Friday night, I have the following 2 dates. Which would you rather? So this is the point where then I give them 2 choices and see which they would prefer. Even if your calendar is open, people, you want to give them a sense of urgency. Book right then. Book right now for me. If they're still unsure, this is when I say, hey, I'm offering a vanilla swirl. You remember that toy, the white one with the beads that you loved? The upgraded, Hush Bunny, $24.99. It's usually $89 this month, and I'm offering it to you for $24.99. Also, the Warrior next month, same price, which is usually $69. I know that you were interested in both items, so, I want to get you whichever that you would prefer. Also, hey, how about this? I'm going to give you an extra free gift the night of your show. So this month is the Perfect Harmony Lube. Remember the one that I put on your hand and you rubbed your friend's hand next to you, that super silky, flippin' amazing one? You can have it for free. Or next month, the free butterfly kiss, your choice. This is when I then allow them to choose. You see now why I said become aware of what you're offering, right? So when you make it more of a conversation, you will see the flow can change. And this is okay. That's kind of what you want. You want it to. Since this means that they're conversing with you and the rate of success for booking will go up as well. So you can also throw in a gift that you know they were interested in, but they may not have gotten at the show that you met them at. Don't feel, though, that you need to throw a bunch over for free. You can give them a slight discount or your discount so you don't lose anything as well, but you're gaining a booking.
I'm still floored by how people still hostess coach by sending just a Facebook message here and there or a text message to their hostess. It's like, ay. I'm hoping that this is just because they don't know what they should be saying or asking of their hostesses. So can you share some standard scripts for hostess coaching? Because I truly believe hostess coaching is our bread and butter for better parties.
Oh, my God. I could talk about hostess coaching all day. This is vital, warriors. Okay, vital. There are multiple parts to coaching hostesses, since you should be connecting with them a few times before the party, personally, not just through email or text or Facebook, but pick up your phone.
Okay. Well, all right. So can you take us through kind of that first contact? What does that sound like?
Sure, yeah. So right after the booking, okay, so ring. Hey, Andrea, I cannot wait for your show on April 1st at 6:30. There are a few things that I need to talk to you about getting started and planning, your epic party that we're going to have, and then I will take over. I'm going to do the work for you. So please shoot me your friends' names and their mailing address, and I will do the inviting for you. You don't have to do anything. With these, I promise you, I'll only send the invites, so no worries there. I'm not going to keep their information. We will also do a Facebook invite. Just know that I like paper invites as well because they're more personable for your friends, and Facebook has changed their settings. And only 30% of people see their notifications, and you want more than 30% of your friends to see. So I want this party to be super successful for you, so we will do both. Does that work? Yes? And then, of course, let them answer, and hopefully it's a yes. And then you say, great, thank you. Can you please get that to me by Friday? So I'll give you a few days to get them together, but by Friday would be great. And then I'm going to send them right out for you. You can also let me know any information that you want to add to your invites for you, and I'll do that for you as well. So I cannot wait to party with you.
Awesome. Okay, now how about the second contact?
All right, so call 2. I make this call about 2 weeks, sometimes 3, before, depending on how far beforehand that they booked. This is where I chat about how the planning is coming. I ask them how it's going. So I say something like, let's say, hey, Andrea, how you doing? I am so excited that your party's coming right up. How's the planning coming? Have you chatted with your friends and reminded them? I ask that this week you call them and connect personally to remind them to bring bras for the Athena's Cup, as well as bring their friends, right? Bring them right along. I will give them a raffle ticket for each bra and each friend that they bring along to your show. Make sure you do connect one-on-one with them, since I have had guests in the past say that hostesses didn't tell them about the raffles, and then they're upset at the show. And you want your friends to be as competitive with one another in the raffles and have a blast together doing so. So this is a fun way to connect and remind them, as well as get a head count for you. So we will connect the week of your party. Also, please check out my website and let me know if there's anything that you definitely want at your show, so I can make sure that I have it there for you. Now, yes, I host this coach, but this is a time where I call the guests as well. So you can actually see the script I use for this under the resource section in your back office. It's under hostess coaching and then under expectations. So my guest script is laid out there for you if you would like to take it another step, which of course I recommend. This makes the hostess work a little harder for you too. If you ask them to just remind their friends, you know that they're going to go to their Facebook status and they're going to update it and just one message on the page. Okay, that's not real useful. You can do that. So I make it so that they have to follow up with everybody they invited. My counts are much more accurate. My average party guest count is 10 to 12 people, and it's often that I have friends of guests there as well. So a little work on your part goes a very long way with your hostess, and it makes it fun for them and the guests, and it gives you a much more successful show. And then the last call that I do is 2 days before the party to get a final head count and answer any questions that the hostess may have. So I explain to them to do their follow-up calls again. So here we go. So, hey, Andrea, 2 more days. Oh, my gosh, I can hardly wait. Time's flown. Are your friends super excited? What questions do you have for me? Please have a separate ordering room for me and a table for me to set up on. Also, please remember that nobody under the age of 18 is in the house while I'm there at all, no exceptions, and have animals in a separate room too. Besides that, I got everything we need. I got it covered. I have the products you wanted and wanted to let you know that I'm going to throw in another raffle. So when you call your friends to remind them about the date and time, tell them that if they're on time, I'm going to have a raffle for them as well. I will connect with you tomorrow and get a final head count. Talk to you soon. Now your hostess is making the calls for the second time. They received a call from their friend, then you, if you guest coach, and now their friend again. They're less likely to forget about a party and are extra excited since they have chances to win something, right, with the raffles as well. So I have people tell me all the time that they weren't going to come and that they expected it to be something completely different, and you have all probably heard that as well. But then when I presented it the way I did, or maybe they didn't have enough money, but they came for the raffle, they're still going to order something, even if it's something small, or they booked a show, or even better, join my team. Even a small order from someone that was not going to come at all is an extra sale for you. I had a woman last weekend, all right? She came incredibly uncomfortable. She was the stepmother of the hostess and never owned a toy before. On the phone with me, she said, you're very kind and professional, and this is what made me comfortable enough to come. That's awesome. She had a blast at the show, and hear this, okay? She came in and she ordered $500 or $566 in products. Holy crap. But she would have never come if I and the hostess didn't reach out to her on multiple occasions and show her what Athena's really is about. So make sure you coach people. You're going to notice that your sales and your booking skyrocket.
Wow. $566. Oof.
Yeah, I almost passed out.
Right there, which could have been left on the table, like just left. Oh, my God, that is fantastic. And dialing for dollars is huge. And, Chrissy, without a doubt, you are the queen of outside orders. And I believe that you have nuns placing outside orders with you.
Probably. That's
they're
probably
doing the Hail Mary, and then they are placing an order for like a ravishing, because it's quiet, rechargeable. They have to run out and get batteries for it.
Hallelujah.
So how do scripts work for this scenario?
This is definitely my forte. Last year, my outside sales were a little over 20,000, and this year to date, they're at about 6,500. Reorders, outside orders, and follow-ups are what I consider to be at least 30% of my business in all aspects of booking, sales, and recruiting. And it's right there for you all. This is the main area in which I tell you to personalize those scripts. You're calling them for orders and reorders, so know what they like. Have their invoice right in front of you from the previous order and go off of that mainly. You can have a generic script where you can puzzle piece in the areas in which you are following up and trying to sell. So, for example, so Judy orders the Roar and Supreme, Silky Sheets, and Tasty Twists, at the show that you met her at. You are going to follow up with her for refills at about 2 months. Also, I have their wish list with me. I have everyone's wish list, which you can find in your back office. Again, love the back office. Thank you, office. And modify for yourself. And on the flip side, I have the All About Me area that gives me their information, whether they want to book, interested in the opportunity, and joining my mailing list. So I have all the possible information that I need. I also have a side note section where I jot down important, memorable topics that we chatted about in the ordering room. And when I follow up, I will offer refills and also say something like, hey, I knew that you were interested in the Comet 2 and the Reign of Love at Sarah's party. Tell you what, I'm going to offer you 15% off since I know that you would love these products. So now they're able to get refills, get a discount on products you know they wanted, and you are reminding them of products they may have forgotten about, right? So you're getting a sale, and they're getting a deal. It's a win-win. It's a win-win right across the board. If they can't afford it, this is when you go back to the booking and recruiting scripts. You have so much to offer every single person that you connect with them, each time you connect with them.
And I love how these calls are recorded and in the back office for moments like this. You know, warriors can replay the calls over and over and get a shot of purple Kool-Aid and inspire them and how to beef up their businesses. You know, and aside from the phone, you host a lot of Facebook parties. So do you use scripts when conducting your Facebook parties so you're not reinventing the wheel every time you host one?
Somewhat. This is kind of more go with the flow for me. I always start with, just like at a party, I always start with bath and body, move to massage, aromatherapy, and then on to the toys and our bondage and all of our fabulous yeehaw products. So if the clients have had a previous Facebook party, because I do have repeat Facebook hostesses now, I do have documentation of that, similar to my live shows, and I also write in the guests that came to their show. So now I'm going to change it up with what I show, deals I give, and videos I upload. Thank you, Jess Carter. You are brilliant. You want to keep it new, keep it upbeat and fun for them. So definitely have different flows. Rather than scripts, I have Facebook Party 1, Facebook Party 2, and Facebook Party 3 that I use. If a group has seen the items in Facebook Party 1, now go on to 2. And so on.
I love that. And I'm loving Facebook parties. That's my jam. I love it.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we only have time for one last question because I can't believe 30 minutes have gone by so fast. But once in a while, we experience some customer service issues. So do you have, any language or a script that you can use for any kind of situation like this, Chrissy?
Yeah, absolutely. I find this to be very important, Carrie. You want to make everybody happy. And we had the customer. The customer's always right. You heard this. So even if you do not think so, because there's those times, that is what you need to work with. I make sure that I apologize for the issue, whether something's defective or they didn't like something. My number one concern is that my clients are 101% satisfied. I will try to right the wrong before anything else. If a product's not working, I troubleshoot. Please troubleshoot, okay? Because sometimes it's just the battery on the flip side. before I go any further, I remind them 3 times when I meet them that our products have a 30-day warranty. So stress the importance of trying the batteries in them right when they get home. I tell them in the beginning of the show, at the end, and in the ordering room, as well as sending the information in their emails and their receipts that I send to them and the thank you letters. So I'm covered for the most part. If they do not like something, I have already explained we do not take returns due to the nature of the products, but I do try to help them. So offer a percentage off their next purchase and apologize, always apologize, even though it may not necessarily be my fault per se. So if they are still dissatisfied, which is very rare at this point, I send them to Sandy. We all need to make love to Sandy. I love her in customer service. But like I said, it's rare since I go above and beyond to make them happy.
Awesome. And that, I know that is because you have a remarkable attitude and you're an awesome leader and a really good role model for all of the, whether veterans or new goddesses alike. So thank you so much, Christy, for another outstanding call tonight. And I know our warriors have feverishly been writing notes. So warriors, we ask that you not private message Chrissy with any questions on Facebook, but please check out the thread that we've posted on the Warrior Facebook page if you have any questions for Chrissy. This is to avoid duplication of questions, but most importantly to make sure that everybody's question is getting answered and nobody gets missed. And that with that being said, Chrissy, can you give our warriors their 3 action steps for the week?
Absolutely. Okay, so make a script. Make all of your scripts for booking, recruiting, and dialing for those dollars. Number 2, know what you are offering and make a conversation with your clients rather than reading from a script by having just topics to go from rather than a written script. Number 3, make a goal. Make a goal for yourself for bookings, sales, and recruiting. Utilize your scripts and reach for those friggin' goals. They are so reachable. They're yours if you want them and you work for them.
Mm-hmm. Woo. Mm-hmm. All right. The end of another great call. So, okay, warriors, before I give you the last code word, please listen closely to the instructions. If you are listening to the call Wednesday, March 25th, you have 2 things, to do before going to bed tonight. Email wow@athenashn.com, WOW at Athena's, ATHENASHN.com. In the subject line, you must put Warriors of Wealth. In the body of the email, you need to leave your name, your Goddess Adonis number, and the 2 code words. And the last thing you must do, my throat is like, yeah. The last thing you must do to be entered to win $100 in free product is to go to our WOW Facebook page and post your aha moment underneath the thread we have pinned to the top of the page with the 3 action steps for the week. Please do not post them randomly on the page. They will not count towards winning the $100 in free product. And Mother Goddess will draw a name on Thursday and post the winner in the group page. So our second code word is written. Our second code word is written. WRITTEN. All emails must be received by 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, March 27th. But heck, warriors never wait. We get it done. So till next time, everyone.
Yay! Thank you so much.